Now I'm gonna talk about the more northern sector of the Pomorze front on September 1st. So 22nd Infantry Division was moved up by Władysław Bordanovsky actually, so that they would be able to combat any attacks coming from the far north of the corridor, maybe any pinches trying to connect north and west, north and west and east, and also Chersk operational group. So Pomorska cavalry brigade was also put similarly north up, and also part of this was maybe they could interfere in Danzig, although we later see they'd be completely unable, not in a position to interfere in matters in the Danzig Free State. The only defense there was in Westerplatte, which would surrender on September 7th. So 27th Infantry Division, it was originally there, but around 10 a.m., Bordanovsky gave an order to Drapila, who's the commander of 27th Infantry Division, and asked him to move south, ordered him to move south and help with the 9th Infantry Division's defenses in that area, and kind of use his division as a reserve for Pomorze army, and kind of station him in the area between Bydgoszcz and a bit north to 9th Infantry Division for future plans, because there's no use just standing there idle or attacked, because both of those are no good in that situation. And same thing was applied for Chersk operational group consisting of Pomorska cavalry brigade. And further east again, so on the border between East Prussia and Poland, the southwest part of Pomorze, of East Prussia, that is bordering the Vistula River. That's where the 4th Army's element 21st Corps is located at. That's commanded by Nikolaus von Falkenhorst. And Nikolaus von Falkenhorst uses his two divisions, his 21st Infantry Division and 228th Infantry Division, to attack the eastern operational group of Pomorze army to reach the western bank of the Vistula River. And this is the main point of crossing. You want to cross the Vistula River so that you find yourself in both sides. They want to get across as many rivers as possible, even rivers that are already crossed, like the Vistula River, that are crossed in other places in the north. And the problem is they're faced by Polish divisions, namely the 16th and the 4th Infantry Divisions, which are normal, sizable units. They both have 3 infantry regiments and artillery with them, and prior to the start of the war, Falkenhorst actually wanted to cross at Chu, using some German personnel dressed as a Polish railway workers. So it was kind of like a sabotage program that never came into effect and never really worked. But it was trying to use saboteurs dressed as Polish railroad workers and actually capture the bridge at Chu and open fire at any Polish soldiers that come in that way, and then use that to capture the bridge over Vistula and get the German forces over. And actually Falkenhorst failed to do this. The Polish army did blow up the bridges at Chu ahead of time, so that was successful. And because he was unable to capture those bridges, he had to capture the bridge at over the Osa River, and over the Vistula River, of course, with his 21st and 228th regiments divisions, and across them at the city of Grudziądz. So that's why all forces are focused on Grudziądz for that reason. And in working with his two divisions, working with all that he could, he was expected by von Bock, actually, von Bock to reach Kluge's army in pretty close time. His only expectation was to cross the Vistula River, and early in the morning is when he attempted to do so by attacking with both Division 21st and 228th, and they tried to attack the 16th Infantry Division. 16th Infantry Division was a Polish division that was guarding the area over the river Osa, which is directly in front of the river Vistula. So the Germans were unable to initially cross over the Osa, but they attacked to the east of Grudziądz, and 228th's attack didn't really work, but 21st Infantry Division, it kind of had some success. They crossed into an area known as Sono, and at the same time, while 16th Division was attacked, East Operational Group called its other division, 4th Infantry Division, to move over and help the situation, and try to also help defend the position over the Osa River, and that would be pretty successful later. So basically, what I've looked at right now in these three different locations: West Pomorze with 9th Infantry Division primarily, but also I've included a little bit of 15th Infantry Division, and then for North, 27th Infantry Division and Kursk Operational Group, which all it did was no action, just move south under Bortnovsky's order, and the third area, which is further east, 16th and 4th Infantry Polish Divisions defending against 21st and 228th German Infantry Divisions under 21st Corps. And all of these made a little progress, but not much in the morning. And more attack would come in the middle of the day, past noon. So again, I'll start by talking in the western side, the central west. 35th Infantry Regiment of 9th Infantry Division rested for a bit before continuing to contact. And this was only possible, of course, because of the failure of the 2nd Motorized Division earlier that day. But they're faced by 20th Motorized Division at Hoynitz later, and that's proved to be a problem. And actually, unlike General Bader, who uses great war-style tactics, General Victorin, who's the commander of 20th Infantry Division with motorized in parentheses, he was able to kind of use it much better. He actually used the mobility of his division to his advantage and actually nearly surround the Polish position until Hoynitz was abandoned, and 35th Regiment withdrew from the area in fear of encirclement, and this was actually orders from Verobej, not even from regimental commanders, but from Verubej directly. And this allowed the Germans to capture it, of course, but this wasn't a big problem because Hoynitz wasn't the biggest strategical advantage, unlike, for example, Saporno, which fell earlier in the morning. Also in the afternoon, if you go even further south, with 2nd Corps and 3rd Corps, 3rd Army Corps, Kurt Haas, by the way, advanced kind of towards Bydgoszcz with this area. So 50th Infantry Division and Nets Brigade both advanced even further, going towards Bydgoszcz, a little to the south, but was stopped by 15th Infantry Division. Within 15th Infantry Division was specifically 64th Infantry Regiment that was the blocker of this attack, and it inhibited its movement of the German infantry, and since it was just infantry and not motor, it was pretty weak. And Netz Brigade was an especially weak unit, and it was unable to use its nothing but infantry to really make a significant impact. It was mostly 50th Division's work. The Polish force was unable to really capitalize, able to use this weak moment to encircle or even destroy Netz Brigade, which they arguably had the opportunity to, but it couldn't, in terms of a grander strategic sense instead of a tactical sense, because the role of 15th Infantry Division in terms of the entire Pomorze army frontline, and it's got attacks further north, and it's got to relieve some of that attack by Guderian in second Corps against 9th Infantry Division. It's very harsh there in 9th Infantry Division. So it didn't really make that counterattack. And yet the 9th Infantry Division was actually given a lucky moment. I call it a golden recess, golden break, because it was just perfect for them. They were coming under so much attack, and although they were more prepared than most divisions at that time, Verubej and his division was kind of on a crunch. He was attacked by 35th Division, who had to retreat from Hoynitz, as I've said. 22nd Infantry Regiment was forced to withdraw from Saporno, and 34th was kind of on the edge, although was kind of digging in at that time and strengthening the bunkers and defenses. And it was given this amazing opportunity because Schweppenberg decided to call off his advance, and actually the biggest threat coming to 9th Infantry Division as a whole was the 1 Panzer Division that the Germans had in this area. In fact, in all of actually that's not true, not all of Army Group North, because there was also a Panzer Division Kempf. However, in the entire 4th Army, the 1 Panzer Division, 3rd Panzer Division, stopped. It stopped. It was called off, and it was because of Schweppenberg's order. And the reason for this, as we'd find out, is that Schweppenberg went to meet with his bosses, specifically with the Army Group North boss, Feder von Bock, and actually at this point it was 2nd Army Commander von Bock, which may sound weird, but 2nd Army was kind of like the temporary name until September 2nd of what would become Army Group North, encompassing 3rd and 4th German armies, and basically 3rd Panzer Division, because of this pause, was kind of susceptible to attack. So it was sudden, and there at this point there was reconnaissance coming in against a 22nd Regiment, but more importantly, the Panzer Regiment, the 6th Panzer Regiment, was the main focal point of the Panzer Division's attack, and was going straight through and trying to cross through all the rivers and lakes and the defenses, and that was the one that was attacking the 22nd Regiment initially, and since that stopped, 34th Regiment in the rear sent about a battalion over to conduct just basically a raid, an attack, and it knocked out a few panzer divisions, like 3 panzers, not panzer divisions. They didn't knock down 3 panzer divisions. They knocked down 3 tanks, and I believe all 3 of them were Panzer ones. Although I'd have to double check on that because I'm not sure. Schweppenberg paused it, but Guderian was the guy who actually commenced it. And so Guderian's important in this picture because he as the commander of the Army Corps of 19th Motorized or 19th Army Corps, he had the ability to override Schweppenberg's pause and basically take over, and he did pretty well in getting 6th Panzer Regiment to continue onwards, and even the rest of them, 5th Panzer Regiment continued, and 3rd not 3rd Artillery, but reconnaissance as well. That's what it is. It's 3rd Reconnaissance Battalion or 3rd Reconnaissance Abteilung. And while this was pretty successful and good decision, I think for Guderian, this was not what happened for his 2nd and 20th Motorized Division. So earlier you saw in the day of 20th Motorized Division turned Tech 35th Regiment, not really worked, and then 2nd Motorized Infantry Division attacked the same Polish unit, and it did succeed in getting 35th Regiment out. But later in the day, in the afternoon, it didn't have similar movements, which was a little bit of a problem. But 3rd Panzer Division, meanwhile, made some impressive feats across the River Bertha at the time, by the evening, or the late afternoon, and the 9th Division was able to focus on enemy 32nd Infantry Division pretty well, but actually Verobich would only learn of the crossing of the river at 21 o'clock, actually, so pretty late in the day, which proved problematic. But he was able to stop a complete collapse of 9th Infantry Division, which was important. And a further relief for 9th Infantry Division in addition to the short break in 3rd Panzer Division's movement that gave a short respite for them for not much of a reason, was the 2nd and 20th Motorized Divisions almost halt because of Guderian focusing all of his attention from his 2 motorized divisions to the 3rd Panzer Divisions. And actually one author, I think Roger Morehouse, wrote about this event, basically saying that Guderian was a capable general, but he really was only able to focus on 1 Panzer division at a time, not the 2 motorized divisions that he was also called to command.